Welcome in to Seahawks Today, powered by Chat Sports. Tyler Jones here with you. So glad to have you with us on today's show. We have the latest Seattle Seahawks news and rumors, those involving a signing the Seahawks made on defense. Also, Tony Jones has been waived. Could they possibly bring in Darrell Henderson? We'll discuss all that and more coming up in just a few moments from right now. Today is Festivus, but I will not give you my grievances. I'll hold that back for today. But what I do want to know, with Christmas just around the corner, what do you want for Christmas this year? Whether it's something for you personally or for the Seahawks, what is it you're wanting for Christmas this year? Let me know in the comment section below, and we'll get started with today's show. We begin today discussing the Seahawks adding defensive tackle Daviyon Nixon. Now, this signing was made after the injuries to Al Woods and Brian Mone. Woods' case is an Achilles, and Mone's is an ACL injury. And the Seahawks have already been in a situation where even when those guys were healthy, they were not doing great on the defensive line, in particular stopping the run. And so Nixon comes in as a guy that was a fifth-round pick just back in 2021 out of Iowa, unanimous All-American there in college, and previously playing for the Carolina Panthers. Not much statistics to show for Nixon in his short time so far in the National Football League, with just 15 tackles and half a sack. And where he slides in, you look at the depth chart now, Shelby Harris, Poona Ford, and Quentin Jefferson lead the way there. And then you see Adams, Woods, Collier, and then Nixon will slide into that third string on the nose tackle position. But you have to think with where the injuries and different things are at, that Nixon probably has a decent chance to actually see some playing time when it's all said and done. So with that said, I know it's not a huge name. It was a necessary thing. The Seahawks had to add somebody with where the injuries are at. How would you grade the signing of Daviyon Nixon? Let me know in the comment section. Type ABCDRF. You might get an ad break. If so, take advantage of it. Let me know. Get your votes in. Type ABCDRF how you would grade the signing of Daviyon Nixon. So with that, with Nixon added to the roster, that means the Seahawks had to move on from somebody. And it was Tony Jones Jr. who ultimately got the axe as he was waived to make room on the 53-man roster for the Seahawks. Tony Jones did not see a whole lot of playing time. Just 8 carries and 16 yards on the season, averaging 2 yards per carry. And we know that the Seahawks have been shorthanded at the running back position with the injuries that have happened, but I got to tell you this. You make a move like this, moving on from Tony Jones, what that tells me is that it's a good sign of the progress of Kenneth Walker and DJ Dallas in their recoveries to be able to try and play this weekend, that they've shown enough to make this move. And we did hear from Pete Carroll this week. He expressed optimism that Walker and Dallas would be able to play Sunday. I think that if Tony Jones were to stay, that it would be a situation where those guys weren't healthy. I don't think they make this move if they didn't feel confident in the progress of Kenneth Walker and DJ Dallas to give it a go. And then there's another factor in all this too. Besides just whether they're healthy or not, the run game has not been good the last 5 weeks. They haven't had a 100-yard rusher in the last 5 weeks. They lost 4 of those games. So twofold here. Are those guys going to be 100%? And then secondly, what kind of production are you going to get out of those guys as well? That remains to be seen. Now, in a moment, I do have some potential other options. Just in case, we'll look at where Seattle could go if, for whatever reason, we find out that, sure enough, that DJ Dallas or Kenneth Walker aren't 100% healthy. I do have some options I want to get to here in just a second. But before we do, what's your confidence level in the Seahawks run game right now? Scaled for me 1 through 10 in the comment section below. Today's show is brought to you by Fetch. Fetch is super easy to use and a free app that lets you earn rewards on literally anything you buy. Scan any physical receipt or e-receipt, and you'll earn points for your purchases. And the process only takes seconds. You don't have to worry about where the receipt is from or what's on it, so let me show you how simple it is. All you have to do is open the Fetch app, press the orange camera button, and snap a photo of your receipt, then hit submit, and you will see the confetti pop showing that you've earned reward points. It's a simple process. You can also click the e-receipt function to earn more reward points. And you can get rewards on your Amazon purchases or other online shopping by syncing your email account. You can then redeem those points for gift cards at Amazon, Starbucks, or any of hundreds of retailers and restaurants available. Fetch is also available on iPhone and Android. Use our link, chatsports.com/fetch. Enter the promo code chat and sign up for 5,000 points when you scan your first receipt. That's the equivalent of a free $5 gift card to get started. It's a free app and 5,000 points. It's only for a limited time. So, get started now. Chatsports.com/fetch. Enter the promo code chat. The link is also in the comments and the description of today's video. So, for all intents and purposes, just so we cover our asses here so Joey Bag of Donuts isn't on us, let's discuss if the running back room, for whatever reason, isn't healthy, what could be some alternatives for this Seahawks team? Well, I'll say this much. Tony Jones, as we mentioned, did not show a whole lot for the Seahawks in his very limited time. But there is a running back out there, Darrell Henderson, that I think would be a better option than Tony Jones. And you potentially could sign Darrell Henderson, as he's a free agent right now. 2019 third-round pick by the Rams out of Memphis. And he was recently waived by the Jags on December 9th. When the Seahawks signed Tony Jones, Darrell Henderson wasn't available at that point in time. So that's changed. He was a part of the Super Bowl run for the Rams last year. And you look at the statistics of what we've seen from Darrell Henderson so far in 2022. Not bad. 70 carries, 283 yards, 3 touchdowns, 4 yards per carry. But with Cam Akers being activated, he was kind of pushed aside in the Rams offense. They didn't necessarily have room for him. Another thing is you could always call up a practice squad running back. And I look at the practice squad backs that Seattle has. It's a fairly decent practice squad group, to be honest with you. You have guys that have experience at the NFL level, from Wayne Gallman, Darwin Thompson. He's a Super Bowl champion. Won a Super Bowl with the Kansas City Chiefs, and certainly would be interesting to see him play in Kansas City this week against his former team. And then Godwin also is another option as well, potentially for Seattle. So with that being said, we've covered everything here. I think that Seattle is probably going to be okay at the running back spot. But if, for whatever reason, then I think you have options potentially, whether it's getting Darrell Henderson or going with one of your practice squad backs. I think you could be fine and be in good shape still when it comes to that running back spot. That's not the end of the world moving on from Tony Jones. Should Seattle sign Darrell Henderson? Let me know in the comments section. Y for yes, in for no. That's how we do things around here. Real simple. Give me a Y for yes, in for no if Seattle should sign Darrell Henderson. Also, join us coming up on Saturday for our Saturday matinee football game between your Seattle Seahawks and the Kansas City Chiefs, live from Arrowhead. Our coverage will get started about 30 minutes prior to kick with our pregame show, and then we'll react to the game in real time. We'll do a live mailbag, all of that and more coming up on Saturday afternoon. You will not want to miss it. We will see you then. Enjoy the holidays with your loved ones, and join us on Saturday. Thanks for being here with us today, here on Seahawks Today.